Hey, welcome back to the channel, and we are back with another weekly wears video where I go over every single fragrance that I wore for all 7 days last week. So if that is content that you think you want to see more of, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications so you are updated whenever I upload something new. I'm excited because this week I was able to dip in to my samples, my decants, those random little bottles sitting around that I haven't touched in a while, that I don't own a full bottle of, and give it a test run, try it out. Some of these I've never smelled before, some of them I have. So I'm excited to get into this list. And I have to thank a lot of you guys. A lot of these I did receive from subscribers. So thank you guys so much. I'm so appreciative of that. So without further ado, let's jump into the list, starting with Sunday. So obviously I have no bottle here, but on Sunday I went with a fragrance that was sent to me by my man Corey. Shout out to Corey. And he, in his note, when he sent this to me, said that this is a sleeper from the house. And I have to agree with him. The scent we're talking about is Ivory Root from Xerjoff. My wife did not like this when she first smelled it. She thought it smelled medicinal to her. That's actually what I like about this one. It has slightly that latent feel to it a little bit with that. Some people compare it to like Vicks Vapor Rub. I actually really love how it's used here. There's a little bit of vanilla, some spices. It's slightly reminiscent of Memo Paris's African Leather, which I own. I love that fragrance. This one is without question basil and allspice dominant with that little bit of vanilla and this slightly clean, soapy feel to it. So really love that aspect about it. Now, this one is also an exceptional performer, which is typical with most Xerjoffs. So it's not going to be lacking in the projection or the longevity department. And it is pricey. Would I say this is full bottle worthy? Where I already own African Leather, I probably would not buy a full bottle of this. But if you don't own African Leather, you might want to smell both of these. Get a sample. I'll link some samples down below. Try it, see which one you like more, because they both lean towards that spicy, aromatic. I would say African Leather has a little bit of leather in there, but that is not a leather. That's a whole other story. I don't get a ton of leather from African Leather, believe it or not. But overall, really nice fragrance, above average performance here, and I liked it. Ivory Root from Xerjoff. On Monday, I reached for another sample that Corey sent me, and I was not expecting to like this one as much as I did. Scent we're talking about is Electrique from La Nuit de l'Homme YSL. Now, this scent surprised me. It shares aspects of Versace Eros, but with also the signature La Nuit de l'Homme DNA, which I never would have thought those two would work so well together. Now, I would say this is a more mature, more refined, put together Versace Eros. So I would much prefer this fragrance over owning Versace Eros. If you've kind of grown out of Versace Eros, it's more of a playful sweetness. This is a little more mature, a little more put together, a little more elegant and refined. And I was really not expecting this. I don't know why. I think this one is not polarizing. It just didn't meet expectations for a lot of people. But for me personally, I was blown away by this one. Now, I will say, performance for a La Nuit de l'Homme fragrance, incredible. I was getting wafts of this all day long. I find it to be versatile. So where La Nuit de l'Homme is typically an evening out fragrance, most of their flankers are evenings out, cooler weather. This is more versatile, more for all seasons and daytime use. So this one really blew me away. I think it's discontinued, but I think it's still pretty, you can find it pretty easily and at a really good discount. This one for me is full bottle worthy without question. I was not expecting to like this one as much as I did. Wore it on Monday. Electrique. On Tuesday, I got a care package from one of my subscribers, Robert. So shout out to Robert and the fam. Thank you guys so much. We loved it. And he sent me some samples. He sent me a couple bottles of things. I wanted to try a sample that was thrown in there because I hadn't tried it in so long. And it's a popular one. Scent I'm talking about is Bleu de Chanel's Parfum. Now, from Chanel, This scent, I haven't been the biggest fan of Bleu de Chanel, not because it doesn't smell incredible. It is the quintessential blue fragrance, let's be real. But for some reason, the Parfum, I favor it over the others. And it's a little bit more rich. It smells a little bit more special, I think, than the others in the line. And this one is so effortless. You can get out of the shower, put this on. This could be easily signature worthy for anybody and the only scent you ever own ever. I think it's gonna stand the test of time. The quality is there, Chanel, obviously. Performance is average. I didn't get the best performance. I didn't get the worst. So that's kind of where it sits. It's not going to fill a room. It's not going to project a ton. You might not even get many compliments from this only because it is kind of just unremarkable. It smells fantastic, but it's familiar at this point. More and more people are wearing it. I slot it in with Dior Sauvage. It's that popular. I think this one sets itself apart a little bit from those others because of how the incense is used here. It's a little more prominent, but it's still sweet, fresh, ambery aromatics here that is signature Bleu de Chanel, and you really can't go wrong with it. A great scent overall. So this next one was sent to me by my friend Margie Noir. She has a channel. Go check her out. I will link it down below. I didn't like this one when I first tried it. Not that I didn't like it. It was just, I think there was a lot of hype behind it and it was built up for me and I was excited to try it and I was a little bit let down. Now, when I wore it this past week, that kind of all changed. The scent I am talking about is Cartier's Declaration. Now, this fragrance, initially when I had first tried it, there's notes like caraway and pepper. These notes together sort of reminded me of food, cooking spices. It turned me off a bit. But there's also this other element to it that is this soapy, clean, classic masculine scent. This scent was originally released in 1998. My opinion, this is going to be a timeless scent. It does not smell dated. It doesn't smell like a 90s fragrance. It just smells like a put together gentleman. And my wife really likes this one. Women seem to really like this one. Once you get past that first 20 minutes of that spicy sort of edible type cooking spice, it gets really beautiful. It gets the quality here smells incredible. I got really good performance from it. This is an elevated, gentlemanly, masculine, everyday wear. You can wear this to a black tie event. Really effortless from that standpoint. So really nice fragrance, great quality, and I think a lot of guys are going to like this one. So definitely check it out. And usually you can find this one at a Macy's. Usually it's one of those fragrances that is out on display or they're trying to shove it in your face. So definitely give it a try next time you're there. See if you like it. Try it on skin. I always tell people try it on skin and see what you think. On Thursday, it was super cold, like 16 degrees here in the Boston area. I wanted something resinous and rich, a little bit sweet. Scent I decided to go with is Nishane Ani. Now, this one, man, one of my favorite vanilla fragrances, and I still have yet to buy a bottle. Now, the opening here is a little rough. You have to kind of get past that first 15 minutes or so, but the opening isn't my favorite part here. The best part of this fragrance is its dry down, without question, and it's beast mode. This is legendary performance here. It lasts all day long into the evening if you're putting it on early in the morning, and it holds up. It holds up to pretty much everything. It's going to stick to your clothes. It's going to stick to your skin. So performance here is not an issue. Vanilla, amber, a little bit of spice. It's really warm, and it also has a little bit of brightness to it, a little bit of fruitiness, which I really enjoy. So this is one of my favorite vanilla fragrances. Obviously, Nishane's a more affordable, attainable niche brand, and they didn't fall short here, in my opinion. You do have to get past that opening, but if you like vanilla fragrances that last a long time, that are perfect for cold nights, going out in the evening, I think that's going to be where this shines, date night, that type of thing. And this is also a unisex fragrance. So ladies, you can get away with this one too. Nishane's Ani. This next one, because so many guys love this one, so many people talk about this one, I wanted to like it as much as everyone else. Fact of the matter is, I just don't. I like it, but it's not my favorite in the line. This one leans a little feminine to me. The scent I'm talking about is L'Homme Ideal Extreme from Guerlain. I own L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum. Love that scent. That's my favorite of these two. The Extreme leans more feminine for me. It has plum. It has heliotrope. These notes tend to lean a little bit feminine on me. It's more floral of a scent, and the almond also added in there. And I like almond in fragrances. In combination with those other two, it definitely leans feminine for me. Now, where I can appreciate this one is in the beauty of the scent. It smells incredible. It's really a beautiful fragrance, not meant to be a room filler. I know extreme is in the name, but this is more of a discoverable scent. I would say it's like a connoisseur's fragrance. Something, we're into this hobby, so we can appreciate it for what it is, but it doesn't have a lot of those mass appealing elements to it. I think the ladies should try this one. For me, as I said, it leans more feminine than the Eau de Parfum, but I still like it. I would say performance is about average. So overall, between projection and longevity, probably right down the middle, just about average. But again, let me know what you guys think of that one, because I'd be curious. Does it lean feminine for you, especially if you've tried both that, the Extreme and the Eau de Parfum? So on Saturday, my friend Stan, one of my subscribers, he had sent these to me a while back, and I am just now getting around to trying them out, really kind of getting into vintage fragrances, because the ones he had sent me, the samples he had sent me, I want to say are all vintage formulations. The one that I wore on Saturday is none other than Hermes Equipage. Now, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is a popular fragrance within the vintage corner of Fragcom, or the fragrance community. It was originally released in 1970, and it has all those qualities that a 1970 fragrance would have. But what I like about this one is that although it smells vintage, it doesn't smell dated, if that makes any sense. It smells nostalgic to me. There's something comforting about it. It reminds me of like an old library or something with some old books. It's a really beautiful fragrance. It has this airy cinnamon sort of spiciness to it with a little bit of freshness. It's very masculine, but classy and done with a light hand. Oak moss was a popular note in a lot of vintage fragrances, a lot of old school fragrances. And the heavier the oak moss for me, more old school it smells. The oak moss is here. You can smell it, but it's not the prominent note. It doesn't overwhelm the scent. And that's what I love about it. They were able to do it. They held back a little bit. They showed some restraint, the perfumer on here, and it came out beautiful. I got really good performance from this. I don't know if they're still making newer formulations of this fragrance, how difficult it is to find. I will try to link it down below. There are just some amazing fragrances from the House of Hermes. Old school fragrances. Bellamy is one that comes to mind immediately. That's a beautiful leather fragrance. They just, they're top notch, high end designer. And just, they do a really great job. So this is no exception. So thank you, Stan, for sending it my way. Would love to know what you guys' rotation was this week. I always love hearing what you guys are wearing. Drop it in the comment section down below. But if you like what you saw today, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Hit that bell notification so you are updated whenever I upload new content. But until then, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video.